Sahana bhavatu Sahano bhunaktu Sahaviryam karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Bhagavan Vedavyasa, after having written all the Puranas, finally concludes that the essence of all the reading and all the learning and all the sadhana and all the worship is only this much. Paropakaraya punyaya papaya parapidanam. To do good to others is the real merit, and to harm anyone is the sin. So one should live in this world with this idea that their life should be for the good of all. Anything that they do, think, or speak should be in the highest interest and the welfare of all the beings. So, if you have to decide whether this thought is to be entertained, this word has to be spoken, this work has to be done, the only parameter against which you would measure its usefulness or its importance is whether this is going to lead to any good to others, not your good. Your good is included in the good of all. With that one thought, if we live in this world, all our thoughts, words, and actions will get purified. Once the purified actions, thoughts, and words happen, divinity naturally manifests in such a being. So, purification of one's body, mind, and speech is the effort. The first step of this purification is integrity of thought, word, and action. All the three should be in sync with each other. Unfortunately, in the modern times where we live now, what we call as Kali Yuga as per the scriptures, it is not so. Most of the people say one thing, think another thing, and do another thing altogether. That is the reason for all the chaos in this world. If they read the scriptures, if they listen to the Guru, then whatever they have decided to do based on the inspiration that they receive from the scriptures and the Guru, that is what they should speak, that is what they should think, that is what they should practice. Saying one thing and thinking another thing and doing another thing is not going to be the right way. So most important practice in Kali Yuga is to get your thought, word, and deed to be harmonized. If you say I want God, then your thought should be I want God, your word should be I want God, your deed should also be I want God. Thought cannot be I want God, word is I want world, and deed is I want both world and God. Then nothing is going to come to you. That's what is the problem. There is an interesting story that it seems Dharmaraja asked how the Kali Yuga would be once Krishna leaves. Dwapara Yuga would be over and the next stage will start. And Krishna shot 4 arrows in 4 directions and told the other 4 brothers, that is Bhima, Arjuna, Nakula and Sahadeva, to go and pick up these arrows from these 4 corners, wherever they had fallen, and come and tell me what they saw. So these 4 brothers went in 4 directions of the arrows, and the first one went and picked up the arrow, and he saw a strange sight. The sight was that of a well which was overflowing with water, but around that there were 4 wells which were completely dry. That was the first sight. Near the second arrow, the second brother saw that there was a newly born calf, but the mother cow went on licking the calf so much that it started bleeding. Its skin started tearing and it started bleeding, but yet the mother cow did not stop licking the newborn calf. She was surprised by this strange sight. And then he came back. The third brother went to pick up the arrow and he found a strange sight. He saw that a cuckoo was singing in such a melodious voice. At the same time, it was tearing apart a rabbit and eating it. That was also a strange sight. He could not understand. And the fourth brother saw that there is a huge boulder which was rolling down a big hill towards the village which was at the foothills. But suddenly a small tree, not even a tree, a kind of a bush, stopped it from further going down and saved the village. So they all 4 saw 4 different sights and they came and reported to Krishna. Then Krishna said, this is how Kali Yuga is going to be. They did not understand what does it mean. So Krishna explained. The first sight, where you saw a well which is full of water and there are 4 wells around it which are totally dry. Said that is how wealth will be distributed in the society. Some will hold all the wealth in the world and others will starve. Yet there won't be compassion from those who have much more to share with others who do not have any. That will be the way of the rich people and the poor people in the Kali Yuga. And this is all written much earlier in those scriptures, but today that is what we see. 2% of people in the world hoard as much as 50% of world's wealth. That's not an exception in any country. Country, across the world, that is the way. Few powerful people control the destinies of all the rest. And they have no mercy, no compassion. For furthering their cause of becoming wealthier, they are ready to do anything and everything, including selling weapons, creating wars and conflicts, and killing the innocent. Anything is possible, anything is doable for them. The amount of corruption that has entered the business system, whether it is education, whether it is healthcare, whether it is politics, whether it is businesses of all kinds, even in essential businesses which are necessary for people's living, for their life, even they have become so commercialized that people don't care what happens to them. They are only interested in profiteering out of people's miseries. That is Kali Yuga. There are some holding so much of wealth while others are all going poor and starving. But there is no mercy, there is no compassion. That was the first sight explained. The second sight was that of a mother cow licking the calf so badly that it starts bleeding, yet the mother cow is not stopping. The baby is crying, but calf's pain is not heard by the mother cow. That's a strange sight. And he said that is how parenting will be in Kali Yuga, where people will pamper their children beyond necessity and spoil them by giving them phones and internet connections and social media. Now that Krishna didn't say, I am saying that, but that's what it means. That they will ruin the children by over caring for them. They'll make them so dependent of them that children will have no standing of their own. And in fact, they will give them so much that children will get spoilt and they will ruin the future of the children. That's exactly what is happening. See, earlier in Gurukula system, whatever it is, you are a rich person's son or a poor person's daughter, everybody goes to Gurukulam and lives the same life at the Gurukulam, sleep on the same floor, eat the same food, wear the same clothes, do the same chores, and learn the same subjects. Rich did not have the privilege to go and attend some international global schooling, whereas the poor, they languish in some government schools. And parents were, even though they had the means, like Sri Rama's father, Dasharatha, had all the means to coach all the 4 children. In fact, he tells Vasishta, can you do homeschooling for all the 4? After a long time, I have seen the faces of children. I didn't have children for a long time. If you take them away for 10, 12 years, what will I do as a father? I'll be very pained. So he starts arguing with Vasishta. And Vasishta says, this is not the way, O king. You have to set example. If you start doing this, taking excuses, making excuses and taking exceptions, then society will get spoilt. Yatha Raja Pratha Praja. As you behave, the people will behave. So yes, I know the life in Gurukula is going to be very hard. They have to lead a life like anybody else. Whatever Gurukula can provide, that's all is for everyone. Equally. No discrimination, no privileges. And your 4 sons, though they are princes born to you in the luxurious setup of the palace and pampered by you because they have come after a long, long wait. Yet you should not break the rules. So also the Sri Krishna and Kuchela studied in the same Gurukulam. The idea was that parents were very clear. Their job is to help the child grow into a person of character, not into a pampered brat who would ruin himself and ruin everybody around. But today in the name of parenting, we take exceptions. People don't want to send their children to Gurukula. They want to keep them at home and pamper them because of their attachments. Children have no problem. I've seen children, maybe first 2 days they cry for their parents because of homesickness. Third day they have made friends, they've become very happy, they play, eat, enjoy, and they forget about everything at home. It's not the problem with the children, it's the problem with the parents, like the problem with the mother cow which was going on licking the calf. Even it was bleeding, it was not listening to it. Like that, parents will ruin their children in Kali Yuga is what he has said. And the third sight is that of a cuckoo which is singing beautifully and at the same time killing a rabbit and eating it. That's a very strange sight. He said the knowledgeable, so-called wise ones will be like that. They'll say nice things with their mouth, but they do terrible things with their bodies. There won't be any integrity of thought, word and speech in the so-called the wise ones. They will say one thing, do another thing, and it will be totally opposite to each other. So don't just believe anybody, because they'll say nice things to you, but they will do terrible things to you later. So just be careful. That is how Kali Yuga is going to be. And the last one, he says, when the boulder is coming, that huge rock is coming, rolling down the hill, about to damage the entire village, a small bush comes in its way and stops it from further going down. And that is how in Kali Yuga, by chanting the name of the Lord, even though it is such a small exercise, not a big ritual, not a huge pilgrimage, but just remembering the Lord, chanting the name, itself will save us from greatest of the disasters. So these are the four scenes Krishna explains how the times in the future would be and how things would be. And today, if you really compare, that is how it is. You see people running businesses or hoarding so much of money madly without knowing even why they need to do that. And they spend lavishly, not knowing how to waste that, how to spend that. They keep doing things. And others are starving, millions and millions of them. The second scene, parents are ruining the children by giving them gadgets. Some parents complain to me, my child came home during vacations and then he's addicted to the mobile. I told, I did not give him a mobile and sent him home. Who gave him the mobile? Did he buy it on his own? No, you gave the mobile to him. He asked for it. You felt you are a good parent, you should give. Now he's addicted. What can you do? You spoiled my efforts also and ruined your child as well. Now he gets angry if you take the mobile away from him. So who spoiled them? I didn't spoil them. System of the school did not spoil. You spoiled them. That's why in Gurukula everybody gets equal treatment, equal food, equal clothes, equal facilities, equal attention. Nobody gets any privileges just because you are rich. So these are some of the things we have implemented to fight the Kali Yuga issue of parenting. So also the thought, word and action, which is what just now I was saying. Thought, word and action should be in integrity in Kali Yuga. If you are not able to integrate these thought, words and actions, you are not going to attain anything here. So first thought, word and action, that if you say you are devotees, you are students, you are seekers, you are sadhakas, what should be your thought, word and action? You write it down for yourself and practice that. I think that I must attain self. I must realize the divinity within and without. Then are you speaking in that way? Are you speaking nicely, sweetly, truthfully, without hurting anyone? Are you always discussing the truth or gossiping and wasting your time in unnecessary conversations? Ask yourself. And actions. Are all your actions paropakaraya punyaya, papaya parapidanam? Are they directed towards the good of all, or it is for some selfish sake that you work? Howsoever little, as I said, even small drop of poison also will ruin the entire food. Nobody will eat it. Likewise, are you doing that? So thought, word and action should be integrated before you try to achieve more. Because if this is not there, it is like a bottomless pot. In Hindi they say bin pende ka lota. It means you try to fill water with a pot which has no bottom. Can you fill any water in it is the question. So not having the integrity of thought, word and action, manasekam, karmanekam, vachasekam. If you do not have that, it is like filling water with a pot which has no bottom. So it will never fill basically. You are just wasting your time and everybody's time. I want to remind everybody strongly that yes, the Kali Yuga's trends are like this, that you will generally be having no harmony and integrity of thought, word and action. That is how Krishna has defined it. But if you want to seek the divinity within and seek that realization, first thing you have to do is align your thought, words and actions. You want God, then you speak such things which will lead you to God. Like tapas, vang tapas, last time I mentioned. Anudvega karam vakyam, without causing issues to others, causing restlessness in others. Speak in a soft way. Speak truth. Speak in a sweet way. Speak in the right way. Speak only when necessary. Otherwise, be silent. These are other maunam, atma vinigraham, keeping control over your tongue and practicing maunam, silence of the speech and the mind. These are the things that you must do. Similarly, for the body also, there is a tapas that I have told already. Pragya Guru Pujanam. You worship the gurus and the wise ones. It means you follow what they say through your body, you practice it. Like that, there are shlokas from Bhagavad Gita. Similarly, manas tapas is also there, the mind's tapas. What should you do? Saumyam, it should be of soft and pleasant demeanor. Your mind should be always calm and pleasant. How do you do all these things? You have to practice those 3 shlokas of tapas. Only then you should go to the next book, because again, as I said, you are trying to fill water with a pot full of holes or no bottom at all. It will be a waste of our time. With that reminder, this is the chapter 17th, and further Ashtavakra is elaborating on the nature of the self and the importance of one to live in this world, and also describing the people who live like that. What are the ways they live? How do they behave in the society? Something like that of the concept of Jivan Mukta that we had seen. So the shloka Ashtavakra says, Ashtavakra Vacha, Tena Jnana Phalam Praptam, Yoga Bhyasa Phalam Tatha, Tripta Swachendriyo Nityam Ekaki Ramate Tu Yaha. Which means they alone, by them alone, this fruit of all the sadhana is experienced. What sadhanas? Jnana phalam. All the jnana yoga that you have done, read scriptures, understood scriptures, attended satsang, listened to the discourses, that for fruits of that. Praptam from yoga abhyasam phalam tada. Also you have practiced yoga. What is yoga? Three definitions of yoga there at the body, mind and spirit level. Just now I just mentioned three levels. Physical yoga is Sharira Madhyam Kalu Dharma Sadhanam. Use this body to do Dharma Sadhana only, not for anything. And Karmasu Kaushalam. Whatever actions you do, do it perfectly. Do it with the best of your abilities. Don't do it half heartedly. Give it your very best. Your best may be different from next person's best, but your practice of yoga is Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam. Do your best in every situation. And that is the motto of our university also. Because in our university also people of all types are there. Some are very dull-witted, some are extremely intelligent, some are differently talented. But I tell them all, I don't compare you with the other. I only compare you with yourself. How you were yesterday, how you are today, and how you are going to be tomorrow, that is my standards of comparison. You came from a different background, different culture, I understand all that. But have you improved from there? And have you given your very best? Then I will appreciate you still. So Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam and Sharira Madhyam Dharma Sadhanam. These are the ones which I define as the yoga of the body, not the asanas, what you do, Surya Namaskaras. All these also yoga only. But the purpose of the yoga is to do everything you do with your body perfectly. Everything you should put all your effort, all your might in it. And learn and do it. If you don't know it, learn and do it, but do it better. Many times these children are making sketches now. They want my signature on those sketches. Some of them I sign, some of them I don't sign. They are surprised because they think this sketches mine is better than that fellow's sketch, In that you can't even recognize who that person is, I have to find it, I have to really search for myself in the sketch. Eyes will be somewhat, nose will be another way, ears will be, but they make a caricature. Yet I sign it. Why? Because it is done by a 6th class boy. He has just started sketching. He doesn't know still the proportions, he doesn't know the techniques. Yet with devotion he wants to do something. So I'll sign it. 12th class fellow brings a caricature like this, I'm not going to sign it. I'm going to tell you, go and practice. So many times I go, I see, look at the face of the child, his age, and I tell, this is quite bad. Go practice. There is a method. Make grids and slowly translate the image into your sketch and shade it properly and bring it later. So for some people, I tell them, you have to practice and come only, then I will sign. For some kids, I just sign it like that. Why? Yoga Karmasu Kaushalam. For that kid, that is the best he can do. But for the older one, he could have done better if he or she would have put effort. So he is not going to get the marks for it. So that is my idea of yoga. You do your very best. And I know whose best is how much potential is there in each one of them. But if you don't really put effort, then you will never realize your true potential. So yoga is at the body level. Then what is the yoga at the thought level? Yoga is chitta vritti nirodha. This is from Patanjali Yoga Sutra. The first one was from the Yoga Karma Kaushalam is from Bhagavad Gita. The second one, Yoga is chitta vritti nirodha. You have to control the vagaries of the mind. Too many thoughts coming in your head continuously, restlessly. You are going on thinking, remembering, deciding, wanting, discarding, accepting, rejecting, hating. So many thoughts running. 60,000 thoughts are there in our mind every day. Unique thoughts. Repetitive thoughts will be even more. That is the capacity at which this mind is running. Thoughts or TPM, thoughts per minute. So much. Control those. Reduce your thoughts. Remove those thoughts. Control the thoughts to only bare minimum, basic minimum. And he said, don't carry anything in your heart. Keep it empty and free. So that when God speaks, it is heard. Otherwise, there is chaos and noise inside your head. You cannot hear God. So you have to be silent. Your thoughts should be controlled. So yoga is chitta vritti nirodha. You have to control your thoughts is the Patanjali Yoga Sutra. And then finally, the ultimate, yoga is yoga. Samatvam yoga muchyate. Equanimity is the ultimate yoga. Equanimity in your spirit, in the sense, in your being. There is no disturbance, no emotions, no craving, no wanting, nothing. Absolute steady state of consciousness is perfect yoga. So these are the ways. But most of the yogis are stuck where they stuck in the body level. They do asanas, they stretch this way, that way, and they think with that do all kind of bandhas. Especially the hatha yogis are there. Very difficult asanas they do, and quite painful also. Anybody just cannot do like that. But with that, they try to push the energy in the kundalini, they try to push it up their sushumna nadi, and they try to open their chakras. Whole effort is towards that. Physically, they try to develop this abilities to realize the self. And that also is one way. As I said, many paths are there to the same peak. One can climb the hill from any side. We will reach the same peak at the end. So these people are there. They are most of them. Many others do yogas for the sake of gaining siddhis. What kind of siddhis? I should be able to read others' mind, predict the future, cure somebody, enter somebody's body, levitate, all kinds of funny ideas. Why? Because that is attractive for them. They feel that there is some kind of a joy in it. Joy is there. I'm not saying there is no joy in it. But is this perfect joy? Does it permanently stay? No. As long as you're able to hold all those bandhas and able to push your mind into that, it holds for you. Once you stop practicing the yoga, you fall back again. That's why Kathopanishad says, Yogo hi prabhavapya yo. Yoga is bound to rise and fall. It is not a steady state. Ultimate study is yoga samatvam. When equanimity comes to you, that is the true yoga. Physical yogas or mental yogas, controlling the mind, focusing on the flame, that yoga is there, Raja Yoga is there, Dhyana Yoga is there. People light a flame and then focus on the flame, try to control all their thoughts, focus on one thing. Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi, all that they try. All that is okay. But who really enjoys the true yoga and the fruits of true yoga, he is saying here. So he says, Jnana phalam praptam, yoga abhyasam phalam tatha. Who enjoys the phala of reading the scriptures and attending satsangs and reading up or listening to the gurus, and who truly enjoys the fruit of all the yogas, physical, mental, whatever, spiritual yoga, who, he says, triptaha swachhendriyo, the one who is ever satisfied because he has no desire. He's in swachhendriyo, pure indriyas, his senses are pure. He is also using his senses, eating, sleeping, talking, touching, smelling, whatever 5 senses have been given, karmendriya, gyanendriya, vak, pani, padam, upastha, upayu, all this he is using. All these things, his hands and feet and his tongue to speak and his procreatory organs and his excretory organs, everything he is using. So also touch, taste, smell, touch, sight, all these organs also, gyanendriya, karmendriya he is using. But he is truptaha, he is satisfied. There is no craving in him to use all these things. And swachha indriya, whatever he does with his senses are pure, blemishless, sinless, guileless. He also speaks, but speaks the truth, speaks sweetly, speaks in a way that helps everybody, does not speak lies. So his tongue is also being used, but used in the pure way. His eyes are also being used, but he sees only what is right, what is good, what is pure, what is divine. It means even if things are around him are not so divine, he still sees the divinity. He sees through the clutter of all the worldliness. That is the idea. Not that he sees only rishis around him or yogis around him. No. He might be living in the world, in the society where terrible people are also there. But in them also he sees divinity. That is the swachhata of his indriya. He listens to the good things, to the scriptures, to the wonderful discourses of great jnanis. He is ever ready to listen to all that. But the moment scandal flows, he closes his ears. He doesn't want to listen to unnecessary gossip, untruth, and wasteful words. Why? But our interests are there. Some people are very interested in gossiping, the house flies. So he is not like that. He is the butterfly who only goes to the flowers, not the housefly which goes to garbage one day, flower another day. So he is very careful in using his senses and indriyas, all indriyas. Where does his feet take him to? Feet take him to the good places, to the company of noble ones, to the temples, to the seva. Not to ugly places, dirty places, unwanted places. What does he do with his hands? With his hands he worships the divine. He serves the poor and takes care of his own body also as needed. Beyond that, he does not use his hands for anything else, not for any selfish sake, not for harming anyone, not for doing any transaction which is not leading to the good of others. So he is also using the body, all the indriyas, but he is satisfied. First quality, he is satisfied with his indriyas. He is not pushing them, let's eat more, let us enjoy more, let us go there and see this and hear that. No, he is quite satisfied with whatever is around him. He is not craving for anything. And he has kept his all indriyas pure, because he is only using them for the right purposes, to express divinity, to express love and compassion, to express service and selflessness in everything. Such a person, very careful in using his indriyas. Swachha indriya, nityam, ever ekaki, focused. Or ekaki also means solitude, ever in solitude, even in the midst of the crowd, as if he is alone. He is so dispassionate, so detached. The world may go around, he stays steady, like the axle of the wheel. The wheel goes around, it stays steady. The axle stays steady. Like that, he is steady in the moving world, in the ever changing world, he is the same. Ramate, and he is always in the state of joy. In the midst of crises, also, difficulties, also, terrible things, also, he is ever joyful. Nobody can steal his joy, because the joy's source is within, not without. I always say, don't give others the key to your joy. If you are dependent on them to be happy, then you will be miserable when they are not around. But if you want to be ever happy, then the source of joy should be within. And when you have that joy within, wherever you go, you will experience that joy, because it doesn't matter who are around you. Friends are there, enemies are there, or rich are there, poor are there, luxury is there, poverty is there. Doesn't matter to you, because the joy is from inside you. You are lost in that joy. So these are the people who are truly enjoying the fruits of all the jnana and yoga. Because Ashtavakra has taught a lot of jnana in the last 16 chapters. And also he has told how to live life of a yogi, in control of your mind and senses, in not having attraction for the worldly, and developing dispassion. All these are yogic practices, either at the physical or mental level. He has taught all this, but he said truly you will enjoy the benefit of all that you have learned only if you become ever satisfied with yourself. You don't have any more desires. You are happy in all situations. Triptaha swachhendriha. You are pure in your senses and mind. It is never used for a wrong purpose. You never speak, think, act in a way that is not correct. And always he is in solitude, even in the midst of the crowd. He is in solitude, and Ramate, ever joyful. Such a person is ever joyful. The one who is like that only truly enjoys the. Otherwise, I have seen enough people, they have read up enough scriptures, but they have no peace of mind. They don't understand the scriptures only, they just memorized it. Like this, my fellow was there. A king had declared a contest, announced a competition, saying whoever explains to him this shloka of Bhagavad Gita, he'll give him so much gold and wealth and all that. The best first prize is the big piece of land and gold and a house and all that. Which is the shloka? He says, Ananyas chintayanto mam ye janah paryupasate tesham nityabhyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyam. Now, who does not know the meaning of this shloka? Everybody knows. The one who thinks of me all the time, Ananyas Chintayantaha, Ye Janah Paryupas, and worships me with all his heart. What do I do for them? Tesham Nitya Abhyuktanam Yoga Kshemam Vaham. Forever and ever, for all the times. What do I do? Take care of their welfare. Yoga Kshema. All that they need, all they need to have, I will look after that. They don't need to worry. Who? The one who continuously meditates on me, thinks of me, and worships me. It's a simple shloka, everybody knows the meaning in Bhagavad Gita. When this competition was declared, a lot of pandits got very excited. Oh my goodness, this is very easy. We'll go and explain and we'll get all the wealth and the prizes. So all of them prepared notes, made their speeches ready, and picked up all kinds of ideas to go. And they competed in the court. Here was one poor Brahmin also, who also in a miserable state because he did not have money, they didn't have food to eat, he lived in a shattered, whatever, little small hut, and he did not have much to eat or wear. So he hears about this. He says, I must also go and compete, maybe I will earn something. So he goes to the king's court, and everybody goes, king rejects, you don't know the meaning, you don't know. Nobody's interpretation or explanation was satisfying the king. So this man's turn comes, he also tries to explain, he says, no, this you don't know the meaning of the shloka. This Pandit gets very irritated. He says, how do you say? I am a Sanskrit scholar. I have read Bhagavad Gita a million times. I have been preaching and teaching Bhagavad Gita for so many people for so long. How can you say that I do not know the meaning of this sloka? He thinks this king is simply fooling around. He doesn't want to give anybody anything. He's just playing around and he goes away very disappointed. But the king tells, if you come to know of the meaning of this sloka, then come tomorrow. You can explain to me. Anyway, he thinks not much of the king's word because it looks like it was just a facade, it was just namesake he was doing. So he went home. There his wife says, what happened? You did not get any prize, you came back disappointed. He said, you shut up, you don't know anything about things, like husbands were irritated. What happened? Tell me. I know I'm illiterate, I don't know Sanskritam and I never read scriptures, but maybe I'll try to understand what happened. He says, the king says that I do not know the meaning of the shloka. How can he say that? It's such a humiliation for me. So she says, the king said the right thing. He gets even more irritated. He says, first of all, you know nothing. On top of that, you are just an ordinary woman. And on top of that, you are giving me this gyan that I don't know the meaning of the shloka. She says, yes, you don't know the meaning of the shloka. How is it, he says. If you truly knew the meaning of the shloka, why should you go begging for all these things to the king? If you really believe that Krishna will take care of you, if you ever think of him, why would you go and stand in front of the king like a beggar? When Krishna says, Yoga Kshemam Vahamyam, I will look after your welfare provided you think of me, not the king, not the wealth, not this, that, and all that. Then this man realizes, yes, I made a mistake. So what do I do? Next day he does not go to the court at all. The king was waiting for which Pandit will come back. Many of them will come back to explain it even with more vigor and with cross references and so on and so forth. But this man doesn't turn up. So the king, with all the prize money, all the wealth, he himself travels to the house of this poor Brahmin and says, today you have understood the shloka. So I have come to give you all the offerings. You have won the prize. That is how scriptures should be understood, through practice. The phala of the scriptural studies is not by chanting the Palashruti at the end of it. It's by practicing it, you really get the phala. And the practice is this triptaha. Though I am poor, I am satisfied, I am happy. Why? Because God is there for me and whatever is happening is under the great divine will. However He keeps, I am happy. I have no complaints. These people are not those always were cribbing and crying and complaining. These are not those. Triptaha and Swachendriya. They tell them, you do tell a lie for me, be a witness in the court and tell lies for my sake, I will give you so much money. They won't do that. You sign here and do this fraud, half of we will share. So many banks have collapsed because of frauds. So many companies have collapsed because of balance sheet fudging. Being in a bank, I knew how many people are fudging their account statements and balance sheets. How many banks have collapsed because of this lending and borrowing which was unfair. Stock markets have collapsed because of share rigging and all the scandals within. How many people? They use their senses for the wrong reasons. So also wars happen, crime happens against women, crime happens against children. So also war crimes are there. What is all this? Their indriyas are not pure. They are using their senses and abilities for wrong reasons. But this man is not like that. Nothing will tempt him. He is happy within himself and his indriyas will only be used for the right purpose. He will never tell a lie, never say, do, see, hear, touch, taste, smell, anything which is not right. That is the idea of the Swachendriya. It's pure. And very beautiful one song comes from one Anup Jalota ji, When I was small, there used to be a cassette called Bhajan Sandhya. In Bhajan Sandhya, the first opening thing was about Meera's Bhajan. But before Meera's Bhajan, there used to be beautiful 6-7 lines. Those lines remained with me, though I have heard it when I was probably 12 or 13 years old. I think first time we had a tape recorder in which you could put a cassette in those days. And then we could listen to that every evening. So as a habit, in the evening after you light the lamp, I would put that cassette and listen to this song. It was very soothing, very, very pleasing. But those words it remain with me. He says, है आँख वो जो शाम का दर्शन किया करे, है शीश वो जो प्रभु चरण में वंदन किया करे, बेकार वो मुख है, बेकार वो मुख है जो रहे व्यर्थ बातों में, मुख वो है जो हरि नाम का सुमिरन किया करे। हीरे मोती से शोभा नहीं है हाथ की, हीरे मोती से शोभा नहीं है हाथ की, है हाथ वो जो भगवान का पूजन किया करे। मर कर भी अमर नाम है उस जीव का जग में, प्रभु प्रेम में बलिदान जो जीवन किया करे। हरि प्रेम में बलिदान जो जीवन किया करे। विशेष है आँख वो, eyes are those that only see the Shyama, the Lord Krishna. Head is that which bows at the feet of the Lord. Tongue is that which chants the glory of the Lord or sings the glory of the Lord. बेकार वो मुख है जो रहे व्यर्थ बातों में. That mouth is a wasted mouth, or tongue is a wasted tongue. That speech is a wasted speech which gossips, talks unnecessarily. The real speech is that which sings the name of the God. मुख वो है जो हरिनाम का सुमिरन किया करे. हीरे मोती से शोभा नहीं है हाथ की. Hands are not decorated because of pearls and diamonds. है हाथ वो जो भगवान का पूजन किया करे. Hand is that which worships the divine. Worship means serves the divine in all beings. And मरकर भी अमर नाम है उस जीव का जग में. That person becomes immortal. That person's name remains forever, who sacrifices his life for the sake of the divine. It means who lives in accordance with the divine will. Only such people, they really are remembered forever. So when we say about this Jnani, Swachendriya, pure in his demeanor, his indriyas are only to worship the divine. His eyes see the divine in everything. His ears hear the divine things. His tongue speaks the divine things. His hands serve the divine all the time. And his whole life is dedicated to the divine. That is the true yogi, that is the true jnani, as per the Ashtavakra. Otherwise, people pride themselves with a lot of attainments and achievements, both in yogas, siddhis, or knowledge of the scriptures. There are many gurus who can go on giving lectures also, but do they practice is the question. Like this Brahmin who said, I know the meaning of Bhagavad Gita shloka, but truly he did not practice it till his wife tells him. So these are Swachendriya and Nityam Ekaki, they're ever free, ever alone. That's a very beautiful thought, ever alone. How can you be ever alone when you are in between so many people? Somehow you feel distanced and dispassionate. So you can be in the middle of a crowd, but you need not be crowded. You need not be feeling crowded. You are still alone. In the middle of the market also, they can be as peaceful as they are sitting in a cave in the Himalayas, because their mind is so withdrawn. They are not engaged. Even though they are sitting there, their mind is not engaging with the things around, as if they don't belong there, they don't exist there. That is how they live in this world, untouched by all of it. And if at all they have to ever use their indriyas for any purpose, it would be for a divine purpose. Otherwise, they'll sit quietly. Like Bhagavad Gita says, like tortoise, it withdraws its limb. Yatha kurmango niva. Like the tortoise withdraws its limbs the moment it senses danger and stays quiet. Likewise, these indriyani indriyarthebhya tasya prajna pratishtita. Those who are in the state of wisdom, those who are established in that wisdom, they just withdraw their senses and sit like a tortoise. Let the world go by. They are happy within their shell. And they'll bring out these limbs only when necessary. And if it's not necessary, they'll keep it inside. Why unnecessarily keep seeing things? Why unnecessarily keep hearing? Why unnecessarily keep talking? Why unnecessarily keep doing things which are not necessary? Just be. How? Withdrawn. This is their nature. They will come out to do things only if it is necessary. Otherwise, they'll go into that state of the self and be established. Nitya ekaki, ever alone. Not lonely. This new generation will start thinking, oh, I'm depression, loneliness, all that. This is not loneliness. This is aloneness. There's a world of difference between the two. In aloneness, you are happy, you are satisfied. You are not sad and grieving. In loneliness, you are sad. That's a negative thing. Physically, both look same. Aloneness also means he is sitting alone. Loneliness also means he is sitting alone. But in loneliness, there is sadness. There is a sense of, deprivation, sense of not belonging, not being wanted. All kinds of negativities are there. But in aloneness, there is positivity. You're happy with yourself. And one small thing, I was telling yesterday to somebody, how the life has become now in the last 10 years or 20 years for most of the world, with the arrival of phones, social media, and this constant communication. Now, if you make somebody sit like that and keep the phone in front of that person, and let the phone keep pinging notification, what will he do? 2 minutes he'll sit, third minute he'll catch the phone and start checking. Haven't I seen this called phobbing? You're talking to people, but you're checking your phone. That's so disrespectful. And now there is one more called word as now included into the dictionary. It's called nomophobia. No mobile phobia, basically. If you don't have mobile, you get scared. Where is my mobile? As if one part of you, an organ of your body has disappeared. That fear has gripped the people. Why? Constant stimulation of the mind. Mind wants that only. But this aloneness requires nothing. You can be ever free, you can be ever satisfied, happy with yourself. And I was telling some of these people that how nice if we can rewind to 70s and 80s and 90s. 90s also bad, 70s, 80s. No TV, no phone, no communication, no transport. If you have to go somewhere, you have to plan for a week. Otherwise, you don't even get a proper transport. So people mostly stayed indoors, did their own thing because there was no need. If they have to go out somewhere, it was a big affair. Get train tickets, then for that, no computerization. You have to go stand in the queue to get a ticket. So you'll never travel. Once in a year, you will travel out of your town for a holiday. And no hotel bookings online, this, that, nothing. And all experiences were amazing because nothing you could see. Today, you want to go to some place, you already have seen the videos about it, you don't feel like going after that. That excitement of newness, that nothing is there. These kids can never understand the joy of those surprises. And shocks also sometimes. But then that was life. I felt like we should rewind back to this 80s. Everything was so simple, slow, and easy. Today is so very complicated. So be triptaha, be satisfied. Don't crave for more. Don't ask for more. And ruin this peace that has come your way by desiring for unwanted things, unnecessary things. Then indriya, keep it pure. Why engage our indriyas in anything which is not necessary? Why spoil this purity which has come your way? Then nityam ekaki. In this place also live like a person in solitude, in the aloneness. You don't have to unnecessarily mingle with people. All are doing their sadhana, let them do. Jumping house to house, finding out who's doing what, not necessary. And then ramate tuyah, the one who is enjoying a life like this, he has truly attained the phala of all the jnana and yoga abhyasa. Seems like you have already attained it, the way it is going. I don't know what is happening in the inside, but on the outside you have definitely attained this. Now the inside part is something that you have to work on. So these are such people, always happy in whatever situation. Krishna says they are the aniketa sthirmati santushtam yena kenachit. They are santushtaha. It is there from Bhagavad Gita. It's not here, but I am just referring Tulya Ninda Sutir Mauni Santushta Yena Kenachit. How beautifully Krishna explains. How are these people? Tulya Ninda. If people blame them or praise them, they don't mind. They are quiet, Mauni. Not just caught in the mouth, quiet in the mind also. They are peaceful. And Santushtaha, they are happy, satisfied. Triptaha, he just says. Yena Kenachit. Somehow or the other, they are happy. Means they find reasons to be happy. Most of us find reasons to be unhappy. Everything is going right. One thing goes wrong, we'll catch hold of that and cry whole day. But these are the people who will see things that have gone right or things that are not so bad and still be happy. Oh, I could not eat 2 chapatis, but at least I have food to eat. They'll be happy and satisfied. I may not have the biggest luxury bed, but I am getting good sleep, peaceful sleep. I am happy. I may not have plethora of friends, but I have 2 good human beings who are my good friends. I am happy. They don't ask for more. Whatever is there, they are only finding reasons to be happy in that. So santushta yena kenachit. That yena kenachit is very, very important. Santushta in any situation, in any circumstance, whatever happens, they find reasons to be happy and satisfied. They don't find reasons to be unhappy. I still feel a lot of people who have joined us recently, employees, they keep finding reasons to be unhappy. Because they have come up with some huge expectation here that everything will be like perfect. And nobody will be like this. Human beings are human beings. If they were all yogis and jnanis, then I have no problem. But you are all still not jnani, you are ajnanis. Ajnanis are of different categories. Worst versus good, better, medium. So you people interact in clash. and find reasons to be unhappy, and then write long, long mails to me about how many things have to be improved in this place. To all of those emails, my only answer is you improve yourself first. Everything else is later. But they are here to set right the whole system, not themselves. So they will never be santushta, they will never be happy. A lot of people leave after some time because they have come with some wrong expectations. And they cannot be happy. Whatever you do for them, they will find a reason to be unhappy. So these people are santushta yena kenachit. And what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, he says, aniketaha sthirmatihi. They are aniketaha. Means they don't belong to any place or any house. They don't have an address. Not physical address. Mentally they are detached from every place. Aniketa, without house, without a home, without an address. These people are. And sthiramatihi, an absolute steady-minded, never fluctuating. Yo mad bhakta same priyaha. Such kind of devotees are very dear to me, he says. So I picked that santushta word from them, but more importantly, the further explanation of yena kenachit, santushta yena kenachit. Somehow or the other they'll find to be happy, reasons to be happy. And aniketaha, they are not attached to anything. Sannyasis keep moving, they don't stay in one place doing one thing forever. Unless they have become jnani. Once you become jnani, where you are staying doesn't matter. But till you become jnani, you have to keep moving. Just for your own benefit, because you should not get attached or authoritative or become controlling and all that. That should not happen. So these people are aniketa, they have no address. It means they are okay, they are moving freely like the wind, like the sun, like the rain. They have no address. They are everywhere. They are free. Sthirmatihi, and also equal mindedness. These are the real yogis and jnanis. All others are namesake. They appear to be one, but they are not true. They are fake. They are not real. So this is the idea. How to remember like that we are the aniketaha. See, this house of this body also has been given only for this lifetime. It will be taken away. Then your soul has to go and find another house. That's why Kuvempu sings, O Nanna Chetana, Aguni Aniketana. Oh my consciousness, be unhoused. Don't get stuck to any person, place or a situation. Ever free, ever moving. No peculiarities, no insistence, no particular, nothing. Ever free. But you should not get stuck with anything anywhere. Because once you get stuck, you will never feel like leaving that. You will always become attached and dependent on that. Once you are settled in that comfort zone, it's impossible to grow. You will get stuck there, you will get stagnated and die. So that is the idea. Second shloka on page number 13. It says, Tana kadachit jagat tasmin tattvajnyo hanta khidyati yata ekena tenedam purnam brahmanda mandalam. See, for this person who is achieved this state of peace, na kadachit jagat asmin. This world never exists such a person. It means he is not attached to the world. Wherever he is okay. And Tattvajnyaha, he is the knower of the truth. Hanta khidyati. He does not even become upset or angry if the world or whatever circumstances he is living in, it is changing or it does not exist the next day. So we are, as I said, we are so dependent. This is my bed, my room, my people, my things, my job, my chair, my table, my plate, my tumbler, everything is my. This is the Jagat, this is the Jiva Jagat Ishvara Maya is there. No? This is the Jiva who gets stuck in the Jagat. Oh, this is all mine. And then what happens if it changes for whatever reason? Your position changes, you get transferred or something happens. Then khidyati, I don't like it. I don't want to be here. This is not my place. All kinds of nonsense starts after that. Khidyate. But this fellow na khidyate. He does not become agitated if things change around him because he does not see the world as different in this place and different in that place. Everything is okay for him. Why? Because the next sloka says, Yata ekena tenedam purnam brahmanda matram. Because everything is one only for him. Ekena, purnam, and complete in itself. Entire brahmanda need not be only Muddanelli, Karnataka. Send him anywhere around the universe. He is happy. Why? Because he has no such attachments to the world. And he has a vision with which he sees everything as divine only. Purnam brahmanda mandalam. Purnam means complete. Now you may say, this place is comfortable for me, I am happy here. Please don't change my place and position. Because that place is not comfortable and I will be unhappy. These are all your ideas. For this person, everything is okay. Everyone is okay. Whatever work is okay. All departments are okay. As long as he is able to live in that state of steadiness, everything is okay for this person. Purnam brahmanda mandalam. Anywhere in Brahmanda also you send him is okay. So remember that. Don't get attached to anything or anywhere. Keep moving, flowing, like blood flows in the body. If it gets stuck, it causes clots and strokes. As long as it flows, the body is happy, body is healthy. Like that, knowledge should move in the society. Gyanis should move in the society. That is how it should be. They should not be stuck in one place. Unless otherwise, divinely ordained, that's a different matter. But in general, I'm saying. So no excuses. I like this place, therefore I won't go. This is where I will always was living. Here is where I was born. I should die in the same soil. All this is nonsensical ideas. Don't tell all these excuses to the God or Guru, because for such a person, this Jagat, it doesn't exist in the first place. And even if it exists, it is the same thing wherever they go. They don't feel the difference. Some external differences will be there. They speak Tamil, these people speak Telugu, those Russians and these are Americans. That external difference. But internally he feels the oneness and equalness everywhere. Therefore he is not a stranger to anybody. No place is a strange place to such a person because he sees divinity in all. Isha vasyamidam sarvam yat kincha jagatyam jagat, it says. Everything is divinity. When everything is divinity, how can you be a stranger to any place or a person? Because you feel the divine presence there also. So you feel this is also my home, that is also my home. These are also my people, those are also my people. You don't feel that difference. How I am able to stay in so many people's houses who don't speak the same language, who don't eat the same food. They don't know me, at least physically. Because there is something else that is common between us, which is the reason why that bonding happens. That something else is this divinity. That is why so many people get attracted, right? I haven't been to so many countries, never talked to so many people, never met them also. They're so easily connected. How it is happening? If it was only to happen because we both speak Russian or we both speak English or we both speak Kannada, no, it is not that reason. Or we both belong to the same caste, same country, or we have same similar habits, we love for some music or art, no. Or we look same, no. The only sameness in all of us is divinity. Other things are all not same. When you feel that sameness, then you don't feel like a stranger in any place, any situation. All are yours. You instantly make friends with everybody. A Jnani has no problem. Where he is in Russia or he is in Ukraine, he has no problem. He is in Palestine or he is in Israel, he has no problem. He is in India or Pakistan, he has no problem. Why? Because in everyone he is saying the sameness, seeing the sameness. That is the Purnamadam Purnamidha Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. This is complete, that is complete. Everything is complete and perfect because everything is divine. Everything is divine. And so there is no problem. Maybe it will take a moment or two to connect with people, but you will connect. This is only the power of love and genuinity. You are genuine in your love and concern for others, then everything happens. So these people are like that. Therefore, they can connect with anybody. Leave them anywhere, they'll make friends. Because they don't have this idea of us versus them. That is what is this Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam all about, right? There is no us versus them. Everybody is ours, all belong to us. So these people don't have this problem of I will stay here only, I will work here only, I was born here, I will die here only. There is no problem. They'll go wherever destiny takes them, wherever divine decides. They're free. They're free because they have no such inhibitions, no such self, proclaimed peculiarities. They're okay with anywhere, anything. Such a life is so beautiful life. So that is the beauty of somebody who is a jnani, who can see the sameness and connect to that sameness, connect to the heart of people. The third shloka, 17.3, it says, न जातु विषयाः केपि स्वारामं हर्षयन्त्यमी सल्लकी पल्लवी प्रीतम इवेभम निम्ब पल्लवाः. Another beautiful analogy. It says, न जातु विषयाः केपि स्वारामं हर्षयन्त्यमी. The one who is established in self, swa aramam, swaramam. It means he is established comfortably in himself. He is being himself. And harshantyami, he is happy in this way. In which way? Established in the self. Na jatu vishaya kepi. These worldly attractions, vishaya vasanas, are no more effective in their attractions. They taste insipid to a person who is enjoying the self. Bring any number of attractions, any number of distractions, he is not distracted because he has no taste for such things. How? Like the elephant, which is Ivebham. Ivebham is an elephant which loves to eat sallaki. Sallaki is a particular tree. Elephants love the leaves and branches of that tree. It is very medicinal also. So they eat that. Will elephant ever eat the leaves of the nimba, means neem tree? It won't, because it loves the sallaki tree. So even if you feed him or give him so much of neem tree leaves, it won't eat. It will only eat the sallaki leaves because it has taste for sallaki tree and not the neem tree. Like that, these people's tastes change. The jnanis are so happy within themselves, they have no taste for this world left. They are not craving to enjoy this world anymore. Bring any amount of anything to them. They are not affected by that. Why? Because they don't have taste for it. They'll rather stay deprived, but they will not entertain themselves these worldly pleasures. They have no taste for it. It is impossible to bear. They can't even take it. So they will not take it. That's it. Because it's like the elephant who has taste for sallaki leaves cannot enjoy the neem leaves for his meal. So jnani's nature changes. They're so happy with the taste of the self, the joy within, that these joys of outside world, they seem distasteful, insipid, rotten. So they can never enjoy the world. And such a wonderful thing. See, our problem is that we have some taste for God, some taste for world. One day we enjoy God and self, other day we also want to enjoy the world and its pleasures. And we keep swinging between the two. Whereas these people have lost the taste for the world. Why? Because they are so, the taste of God is so very intoxicating. As Ramadasa sings, Yanto Ruchira, Sri Ranama, Ni Namam, Yanto Ruchira, Kadali Karjuradi Palama Karnana, Patita Pavana Nama Yemi Ruchira, he says. How tasty is your name, O Lord Rama? Even the best of the fruits like dates and others, they seem to be very tasty and sweet. But your name is sweeter than that. The sacred name of yours is sweeter than all the tastes of the world. Pibare Ramarasam Swami used to sing. Drink the nectar of Rama's name because it is so tasty. Why do you want to waste your taste on other things? So these people are like that. They have tasted God, they don't want the taste of the world. World comes, they'll eat it, but half-heartedly. Not with all the excitement and passion. Oh, you have to do some work, we will do it, no problem. But again, they'll go back to their self and they'll be steady in that, established in that. That is the idea of these people. So while one side it says that they're happy adjusting anywhere, at the same time they only have taste for the God, not the world. They'll go to America not because there is luxury and comfort and infrastructure and amenities. No, they are going because there is some selfless service to be done. That's it. Their interest is that. Their interest is not about what they're going to get on the outside. So also if they have to go to Africa where there are no roads, no electricity, no water, still they will go. Why? Because they have taste for seva. They are there to help people. They were not going there because what facilities will I get, what comforts will I have. That was never their ask. And that's why they're able to do anything. And their tastes are like that. One Narada Bhakti Sutra also, when it starts, beautiful things it says about the devotee who has attained that state. He says, what state of bhakti? Para bhakti, he says. Satvasmin parama prema rupa, amrita swarupa cha, it says. That immortal love for God. Not that fluctuates with favors and unfavorable situations. Steady love. And what happens to such a devotee? He says, Yam labdhva puman, siddho bhavati, tripto bhavati, amrito bhavati. He becomes free. Tripta. Just now we heard tripta, satisfied. Amrita, immortal. It means he is not afraid of the body. He is abiding in the self. Then Siddho Bhavati. He has attained everything. There is nothing more to attain. The next line says there somewhere, I have written it down here for myself. He says, Yat prapya na kinchit vanchati, na shochati, na dveshti, na ramate, notsahi bhavati. Such a person, how does he become? He becomes a person who never desires for anything. No vanchanas, no desires. Na shochati, no sorrow. Na dveshti, no hatred for things. Na ramate, no excitement also for things. No tsahi bhavati, no enthusiasm for the world. His nature has changed. Come and tell him, you do this, your business will grow. Like yesterday, this fisherman story. Buy more boats, do more fishing, buy more. I'm happy I'm taking my afternoon nap. I'm happy. I don't want more than this. I'm happy with this. They're happy, satisfied, no utsahi. Unnecessary, they're not enthused about the worldly things. Of course, talk about God, they're very enthusiastic. But talk about world, they show no interest whatsoever. Then, it's one last line of that, from there it comes, Yajñatva matto bhavati, stabdo bhavati, atma ramo bhavati. Matto bhavati. Such a devotee becomes intoxicated in the love of God. unable to enjoy the world anymore. Like an intoxicated person, try to feed him something, try to tell him something. No. Intoxicated by the divine joy. They don't feel the pain of the world at all. They don't feel the trauma of the world at all. World is never an easy place. For Jnani or Agyani, both suffer in the world. Because world is like that. Anityam asakham lokam. It is temporary and full of sorrow. How can you expect joy in this world? Not possible, it says. But these people don't feel the pain and suffering because they're intoxicated by the divine joy. And where are they established? They are established Atma Ramo Bhavati. Here also it says Swaramam. They become Atma Rama, means they're established comfortably. Aramam means happily, comfortably where? Atman, in their self. So whatever happens around doesn't affect them at all. It may happen, but then it doesn't touch them. Like if you are under anesthesia, you don't feel the pain. The other day I was watching a video of a lady who is undergoing a brain surgery. Her skull is open, they're doing surgery, and she's playing clarinet while the surgery is going on, her brain surgery. Imagine if they had not given her anesthesia, you think she would play clarinet? She'll be singing, crying. But because she's under anesthesia, she doesn't know that her skull has been cut open and the doctors are working on a clot in her brain. And while she's happily playing clarinet, lying on the operation table, by anesthesia's effect. Like that, these people develop that anesthesia of love, of God intoxication. Then they don't feel the pain of the world. World is painful only. Who said world is not painful? When I'm giving darshan and blessings to the parents, so many people are telling me their problems. I have lost my job. This is a problem. Another child is there. Please give also admission. Some other problem. My house, something got stuck. Should I expect them to say any better things? No. Because the world is like that. It is full of problems. But a bhakta, when he asked, are you having any problem? I am happy. Don't worry about me. But you don't have money. You don't have a job. That's okay. God will take care. That is their attitude. And the worldly people, even if they have 99 things going right, one thing is not the way they want it, they'll go and complain to everybody, to God, they'll cry about it to anybody whom they meet on the street. Whereas these people are ever satisfied, joyful, established in the self. Mast Maula, they say, these people are. Happy go lucky. Hakuna Matata. They don't bother about what's going on around them. Why? Because they're established in another state of existence, which is kind of is an immunity against all the afflictions of the world. Can we ever reach that state? One should really, once you hear these things, you should get motivated. I also want to live in that exalted state. Enough of this going up and down, this ladder of success and failure, swinging from sorrow to joy, and then wanting this, not wanting that, and complaining about everything that is happening around us. Stop it. How long will this go on? How long will this go on? These verses should motivate us because our taste should change now. Enough of world. We have enough taste for the world. Now taste God and enjoy God. It takes time. Like children take time to develop tastes. But once they develop taste for it, they don't agree to the previous meal. Like babies who drink mother's milk, they don't want rice. But after Annaprashna, some insistence, some feeding, after some time they start liking rice and they don't want mother's milk anymore. So we can change our tastes. And our taste has to change from the worldliness to godliness. And these people are lost in that intoxicated Atma Ramam Swaramam Sthiti. For them nothing matters. Whatever is happening on the outside, it does not matter. Like Mirabai is there. I always admire her. And this Anup Jalota songs continues from there. ऐसी लागी लगन मीरा हो गई मगन वो तो गली गली हरी गुण गाने लगी महलों में पली बन के जोगन चली मीरा रानी दीवानी कहाने लगी ऐसी लागी लगन. And then she would say, nobody should stop me from singing the glory of Govinda. कोई रोके नहीं कोई टोके नहीं मीरा गोविंद गोपाल गाने लगी बैठी संतों के संग रंगी मोहन के रंग मीरा प्रेमी प्रीतम को मनाने लगी वो तो गली गली हरि गुण गाने लगी ऐसी लागी Lagan. Mira's life is like that. She lost herself. Lagan. Lagan means a sense of absorption in something that is beyond your control. If you control and decide, I will become absorbed in God, that is not absorption. Lost herself in the love of divine. And Lagan ho gayi. Once she has lost herself, Mira ho gayi Magan. Then she is intoxicated. She has found her connection to the Lord and become intoxicated. After she is intoxicated, what can you tell her, what can you not tell her? Koi roke nahi, koi toke nahi. Who can tell her what you should do? Who can stop her from doing what she is doing? Because she has lost herself in another madness. Rana ne vish diya, mano amrit piya, it says. Her husband gives her poison to drink. And she is drinking it off so happily as if she is drinking the nectar. She doesn't feel that it's poison. The whole court is waiting for her to die. And she happily drinks and doesn't die after that. Because she's lost herself. She's in another state of mind. She is no more the Mira of the body that the Rana or the husband knows. She drinks, no problem for her. And she wants to stay in the Sangha, Satsanga of the sadhus. For a woman in those days, roaming around with fakirs and sadhus is a very looked down upon kind of a thing. Because first of all, a woman, that to your queen, that to Rajasthan. Highly orthodox in terms of women's rights and things like that. And then you're roaming with these people on the street. Why? Because she's lost Lagan. She has lost herself in that feeling. Magan means she has lost all sense of shame and sense of dignity, sense of whatever the queenhood or sense of belonging to a royal family. Everything she has lost. In a way, she has become kind of shameless. I keep saying selfless, fearless, and become no shame to sing the glory of the Lord. Even though she is tortured, dukh lakho sahe, muh se Govind kahe. When everybody tortures her, she doesn't complain. She says Govinda instead. What is there? Everything is Govinda for me. So such people existed on this earth, not too far in the past. Recent time. These are all 300-400-year-old stories. And they were there and they lived a life like this. And I always, when I listen to this, I always think, what a blessed life it is. Kritarthaha. What a blessed life it is. And look at this life of, like Swami Vivekananda says, no, these are, that time he said, we were 33 crore Indians, and generally we used to call ourselves 33 crore Devatas, Mukkoti Devatalu. He used to say there are 33 crore insects. Because our life is like insects only, eating, sleeping, procreating, fearing what will happen tomorrow. That's all. Is that even a life worth living is the question. These are the exalted lives of the great ones. Please think about it and get motivated, get inspired to lead such lives. That is the idea of this thing.